mainly being dropped from these overlords, and they do so much damage against marines. I think this was a hefty. Yeah, and spades just complaining about some lag. I mean, you need. There's no point in complaining about that. Uh, if the server was lagging, if Blizzard was lagging, then probably X lagged as well. But if it was only spades who lagged, then it was probably an FPS drop, I would assume, and that is his rig that just couldn't handle the pressure, the swarm pressure, and more broodlords being morphed in, or what should we call it, being turned into a cocoon and then transforming into a beautiful broodlord. So we have the Zerg. He is yeah, he probably just can't saturate this base. He's actually managing a lot of workers, probably, yeah, probably 30 workers just managing here over this expansion not being saturated as well. But I just think the Zerg player is running on so many bases that he can't really saturate them all. But good placement here from Axe. Of course, he can use the broodlord to attack the workers from afar, and almost one broodlord going down. I really think that the spades should go for some Vikings to counter these broodlords. I think that's the only viable choice. And is he getting some Vikings? Yes, he is. He should actually swap this starport for this Rex and get fast. Whoa, many Rexes here. He has 4, 5, 6, 7 barracks, and producing marines from all of them. Let's look at the production. Yeah, and some upgrades going on. Upgrades, of course, essential in these long-term macro games. And trying to secure his 4th and 5th. As you can see, the map is just split in half. The Zerg player has half and the Terran player has the other half. And if this keeps up like this, then the Zerg player will actually lose in terms of bases. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 base Terran versus 6 base Zerg. The Zerg is supposed to lose, but these broodlords do so much damage. Insane how much damage they can do. And also upgraded, and they are focusing fire on the planetary fortress. And actually, this is doing a lot of economic damage to the Terran player. Let's look at this. The Zerg player is just spiking up 2,300 minerals per minute, 88 drones, and he is denied. And he actually killed the planetary fortress. This is huge and probably game breaking for. And one broodlord overextending, thought he would want to be a hero and win this game, but that was not a good decision. But look at the damage these broodlords can do. They just kill this so easily, but they cannot attack air, and this Viking can just get free shots at the broodlords, and broodlords are very, very expensive. So 10 or so Vikings should actually just almost. I'm not sure what's happening here. 4 Vikings here, probably just to defend the production facilities. Not sure. Some corruptors going here to defend the broodlords, but let's look at the kill count. We see 2 kills here and 1 kill here, so 3 broodlords going down, and marine probably going to stim beneath the corruptors, and I think 3 corruptors going down there. And the Zerg swarm is doing his job, killing the expansion up here and killing the gold, so it's looking very good for the Zerg player. And I actually think that the Terran player needs to do some kind of drops or something to do some damage. If he does no damage with this push here, it's going to be a uphill battle for him fighting against the Zerg. And now the Zerg player has fully upgraded Ultralisk, or almost fully, I mean fully upgraded in terms of armor, and they are going to slaughter the marines. The Terran player needs, actually the Ultras are going insanely fast down. The Ultras needed some kind of fire support. Sending in 6 Ultras or so against this ball here was not a good idea, especially with those siege tanks that fire extremely fast, not in siege mode, and do extra versus armored. So not sure what he was doing there. He needs to. He's almost capped, and he needs to. Is the Templar going to pull ahead and do some insane damage here? It looks like he is, and the one Brutler just chilling here. And this is such a big ball, and 3 Vikings coming in to support, and this Marine ball, and a lot of Banelings being morphed in. If these Banelings can actually do what they need to do, back these Ultras up. Not good, not good. Microcontrol, unit control from X, the Zerg player. He needed those Ultras for distraction for these Banelings. Do they have the extra movement speed? They do, and they're going to get a lot of kills here. Yes, probably, probably like 60 Marines just dying there to that ball. And Spades saying that his unsieging was not with good time, and all the Vikings landing here trying to absorb damage from the Ultras, but the Ultras just like 3-shot these Vikings, and not sure if that was a good idea, but he is going to be able to kill the Ultras. I actually think the Ultras are so damn expensive, so if you kill enough of them, the Zerg player is going to have a hard time getting back on track. And here we see, let's look at the spending. Let's look at the unit lost tab. As you can see, 34,000 minerals lost in units for the Zerg player, only 22,000 for the Templar. So even if the even though the Templar lost this gold and lost this here, he is, I mean, 12,000 minerals. That's like almost. I'm not sure, but isn't that like, here we have 1,500. That's 3,000, 6,000, 9,000. So that's like a whole base worth of minerals in terms of the Templar being ahead. So I actually think that Templar is not that far behind, and the Lynx killing off a lot. Lynx with speed, of course, can't just. I mean, the SUVs have no chance, and trying to get a surround here, or just maybe bad control from X, not realizing there was a huge ball here of units. But the Zerg player is still running on, or getting back with his gold, but still running healthy on bases. He has actually outmined on his second expansion. So he only has his third and fourth, but they have a lot of minerals left, and the gold actually has plenty left. The Terran player is running on 2 base, so it's 2 base versus 2 base really, because this is not saturated, this is saturated, and the gold is saturated, so even match at the moment. And as you can see, the units lost for the Zerg player is so much more minerals lost that the Terran player should be a little bit ahead. We have more mutas in production for the Zerg player, and the Zerg player actually getting a bit ahead in minerals, but running low on gas. So probably he should put 3 drones inside this extractor to try to get pull some more gas inside his economy. And I actually didn't catch this, but it seemed that the Terran player did snipe this hatchery here at the 2 o'clock. A lot of banelings. We have almost 16 banelings, 15 banelings being morphed in to deal with the Marines. But wisely enough, the Terran player Spades is switching over to Marauders, and Marauders can absorb. They are so robust, and they can absorb a lot of banelings, and are not as vulnerable, and stimming at a great time. And actually I think this is not the place the Zerg player should fight or want to fight. He should actually run units back here and get us around, because otherwise the Terran player is just going to kite you all day long. And the banelings actually doing a fair amount of damage. And we have how many mutas? We have 8, 4, 12 sorry, not mutas. I mean Ultralisk. We have 12 Ultralisk on the field, and they have 6 armor, so that's plenty of armor to absorb damage. But he needs some kind of Messling, Messroads. He needs some more units. He is almost capped though. And yes, back to the WoW thing. If I actually do decide to roll a new tune, I will probably buy a new hard drive and use that to dump footage from fraps into that while I level, and show you some great new zones while I level. And I will also use one of my high level characters and level that to 85, and also post some footage of that, and do some kind of rating, and show some heroics, and try to solo some content. I loved to solo content, and a big attack here going on. I think this is a bad idea for the Sur player. What's going to happen? These ultras actually do a lot of damage, but with the right amount of kiting, the Terran player should come ahead in this fight here. And actually the Sur player lost almost every ultra he had. He needed, I'm not sure why he doesn't send like 50 links or something here behind and try to get us around. If he would get us around, he would actually be able to kill off that this ball here, because the ultras do so good splash damage. And if the MMM ball cannot kite, they are pretty damn useless against ultras. Just my 2 cents on that matter. But there is so much going on. Let's look at the APM for these players. I haven't checked that. About 145 average for both players. The current is actually about 300, 350 for the Sur player. So the Sur player is just panicking, trying to macro more units and trying to make more units. And he actually needs a lot more units to be able to. Let's look at the army. Whoa, Baneling heavy army here, and this is going to be pretty devastating for this ball here, and this ball is going to die, I'm pretty sure about that. At what cost? How many Banelings did the Sur player lose there? And is good choice of having some mutas to pick off the medvacs, and 3 of the medvacs are actually with full cargo, and wisely enough Spades decides to drop them because he does not want to lose so many units for nothing. Move these. Good micro there from Spades, and this is just what's going on in this game. This Sur player is actually trying to take the 12 o'clock expansion that is actually in the Terran area, and the Terran player is getting the gold expansion, but the mute is coming and picking off 1 mule. Is the Terran player running out of resources? No, yes, probably low on minerals but high on gas. Probably the opposite for the Sur player, very low on gas and very high, decent on minerals. And he is going to attack here, and what's going to happen? Is the Terran player going to be able to micro his way out of this, or is the Banelings going to do enough damage? And yes, they are going to do a lot of damage, and more Banelings coming in, and SCV is just blowing up as well, and this is going to be quite devastating for the Terran player. Can he actually can he actually make an army fast enough to counter the Zerg here? The Zerg does not have that many units, but if you look at the food count, it's 118 for the Zerg player and 57 for the Terran. Late game TVC is so stupid, Spades replies. Don't know why I turtled so long. Well, I'm not sure, but this was a heavy macro game. Not much action until the mid or late game, so good that I had some other things to talk about, like WoW, which is pretty high on my mind. Are you over 350 supply, he says, but X says no, but he is at 144. And a lot of observers here, so I'm not really